Welcome to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we have huge U.S. men's national team news. MLS just keeps MLSing. People declaring themselves things. It's getting out of control. The Fire are winning games. The Cats getting along with dogs. What is happening? Gentlemen, I am FC Neo Tokyo. That is James. And that is DPG. How are we doing this evening?
Cheers, boys. Thanks for holding down the fort the last few weeks for us. Greatly appreciate it. It's been pretty good. Fire are kicking ass. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And there's been some other fun new developments. I always love when there's new developments on podcast day.
New developments. All right, so DPG, let's let you bring us into this new topic. That
we've totally never discussed before.
Yes, that we've never talked about before due to technical
difficulties. Our boy Christian Pulisic did not get called up to USMNT Gold Cup roster. That's Toke's boy because that is Toke's savior. That is the culmination of all. That's a culmination of all the past players that Toke will spend scouring big soccer.
You know what? That's like
forms.
I didn't do the big soccer thing. That already had a stigma by the time I was really in deep.
Well, anyways, the man himself is not gonna join the USMNT Gold Cup roster.
That's ridiculous.
Me personally, I don't mind it. No, the man had his best season ever. So let the man get a break. Let him restart that season in August for Milan again, and let him pick off where he left off. Let his form keep going.
For Milan, or is he going to make a move? Because I feel like the only reason he ain't going because we need this team to play together. We need games. We don't have many.
I'd rather have the man be at 100% for Milan.
And playing as a starter for Manchester United or Man City.
That's a downgrade at this point.
What if Pep Guardiola comes in, knocking at his door?
Yeah,
I don't want Pulisic playing for United because I don't want him in a relegation battle.
I agree. Unfortunately. Yeah.
I mean, do you want to put him back in that environment in the Premier League, or would you rather keep him in Milan?
No, keep him somewhere where they don't break your bones.
You know who he's buds with? Tyler Adams. You know what place they're in? Top 8.
That they ended top 8. That's rather wild. No, I am terrified. I don't think Pochettino cares. I don't feel like he's putting in his effort. Pulisic, despite me not thinking he is the most rizless human in the history of time, he is the best player to ever be an outfield player as an American. I still kind of think Tim Howard might overall be the 11th. Best ever.
They're 11th. Bournemouth are 11th. But, I would think that Christian Pulisic, sets his sights higher than Bournemouth. But it is crazy to me that we're going to get GTA 6 before we get to see meaningful games from Pochettino and Pulisic together. Because the Gold Cup is a time for that, to get this team together. And I agree with what DPG was saying, where this guy might need some time away. This guy has been playing soccer nonstop. He's the bona fide talisman of the U.S. men's national team. He's the talisman for Milan, and he's been playing soccer nonstop. The other thing is he had an injury scare back in, I think, January. Maybe it was February, but it was very early in the year. He had a little injury scare. People got worried for a second there. Oh, my goodness, are we going to lose him for the whole thing? For the whole shebang? Not have Christian Pulisic for the World Cup? But no, it wasn't so severe. However, get him the time to figure that out. Now, that also sends me to this another section where we're talking right now. He might be at a launch point. But where you're at, Milan, how much higher can Christian Pulisic really launch himself? Like, where's up from here? Is Newcastle really up from Milan? Is the EPL up from Serie A? Does he look at
hold on?
Does all of a sudden France? What's the best France team? PSG come knocking at his door and offering him.
I
big
think
bucks?
If he's not in Italy, I kind of think PSG is the place for him. He'll be a god there. But I'll say this. We don't have your nostalgia glasses on, because he could walk to the other locker room and be at a better team.
I mean, Mikel Arteta could come in for Arsenal, but they have Saka. They got people. Liverpool's got people. Man City always seems to have question marks. So
Man
No,
City's going to be
they're
without
too loaded.
Pep. Isn't Pep Guardiola out at
I
Man
think
City?
I think
Yes,
he's
he
his
is.
last
He's
season,
done.
right?
So right now
Yep.
that team's going to go to a transitional period.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor Villa.
You really want to put Christian Pulisic in a situation like that where the team's going to
No,
a
I don't. I
there
really
you go.
don't. I mean,
Look,
I
let's be
wish
honest here. Let's be honest here. Tottenham, Man U, West Ham, they're just mismanaged teams. You know, that's the problem with that. What's going on right now? Those are mismanaged teams.
that is crazy. Like, now that we're off topic, that is absolutely a crazy table. Absolutely mental, as they like to say over there.
This is mental.
10 years ago, if you would have said, "Hey, Manchester United is going to be fighting relegation,"
And West Ham's going to beat them out.
Yeah.
All right, well,
you would have
hold
been
on.
like, "No, you're crazy."
Oh,
Yeah,
West
you
Ham's going to
thought
finish.
that person was insane.
West Ham's going to finish before Man United and Tottenham and Leicester City.
And Bournemouth is better than all of them.
And
Bournemouth is better. And Crystal Palace, Everton,
yes, and
Fulham.
What did Chris? Hold on, tie it back, baby. Tie it back to the men's national team. What happened? What did Crystal Palace do? What did Chris Richards do?
He won the FA Cup.
He won the FA Cup, which is absolutely awesome. Shout out to Chris Richards.
Yeah,
baby.
one of the few American
Is
players.
he like the only
to do it.
American? Is that the only American
I
guy?
think
The
it
only
might be
American
somebody
player that
else
won a
that's done it.
trophy?
No. Timmy's got one either
Tim
as
Howard?
a backup at Man U
That's what I was thinking.
or and then Zach has got to have one as a backup at City.
Wow.
And then oh God, I feel like somebody did Clinton win one. Somebody's won one, but like this is the first like meaningful player that wasn't a keeper that won one. So shout out to Chris Richards.
Yeah, great player.
Shut
He's
up.
going to be a lock for the national team. I think that's a guy you could kind of
Yes.
lock in.
He is.
Next to Jedi. They're going to have to figure out that other CB partner because Tim Ream's still getting up there in age and he has not been fantastic lately.
We saw over the weekend Tim Ream not look great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so Chris Richards is going to be at the Gold Cup. We know this. But there's one other big name who will not be at the Gold Cup. James. Who is that?
Oh, it's going to be our old friend. Let me see if I have it up here. I thought I
Our
did. There it
the
is.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
If this Sociedad link is real, I love that option.
It looks
for him.
like
Where did they finish,
DC United is
Sociedad,
through. They beat Charlotte in penalties.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but Gio Reyna not going to be there. Rumored to be going to Real Sociedad, potentially. From
I think that's a
BVB,
good move.
but not going to be getting time in the national team. They had 60 players to invite. They didn't invite him. That's definitely a big question mark, especially with the amount of soccer he's not been playing lately. It's like, on the one hand, are they supposed to throw him a bone, get him playing, or have they already seen enough of Gio Reyna and his stanky ass?
Well, the problem is his talent. He is talented, so you just keep thinking,
He's also injury prone.
yeah, but you just keep thinking like, oh, this time it'll get figured out. Oh, he'll figure it out this time. He'll figure it out this time. And he's needed a change of scenery. This whole season was an absolute waste for him. He should have made a move anywhere. Like the freaking USL. He should have got the hell out of there. Now, Sociedad, I think it's a great move.
I'll put this on here for a second.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
Sorry.
Damn, and the
Oh,
Red
yes.
Bulls
Now
are
it's
in.
buffering.
Sociedad
Good
link
TV.
is real.
All right.
I love that option for him.
Where do they finish Sociedad ultimately when it comes to right in the middle? All right, so to your point, it's a good solid team, and that's what he needs. I mean, he doesn't need a super club. He doesn't
Agreed.
even need Champions League.
He
for
couldn't
that matter.
get to a
Just
super
place
club.
where he is of the level
He's on a
where he
super
can
club now.
play, where he gets a chance. And again, Gio
Arguably.
has to meet somebody halfway. All right, he's not just going to be gifted anywhere he goes the opportunity. I think that is a real question when it comes to Gio that he is going to have to answer through his work.
And the 60-player preliminary
Well,
roster
and
dropped
I'll tell
today.
you what, we haven't seen him work very hard To this point,
On
it
the-
doesn't feel. I don't know. What
on
do
the
you
bench.
guys?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to work from the bench.
I did think it was notable, no Gio Reyna. Both you and I thought because he's so on the outs at Dortmund, there was a chance he would play in the Gold Cup. I'm not sure if this seals it 100%. Is there still some negotiation there? Can you tweak the list?
I mean, but you as the federation, you would have lobbed a call.
Well, yeah,
and said,
they
hey,
can't change.
Well,
that.
here's the
not
thing.
gonna be a
Here's the
possibility.
thing. I hate that. That's what I hate. If a player's not playing or sitting on the bench on their club team, why would you bother calling him up and taking a spot from a player that might be playing actively in MLS or in another team in Europe? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Some people
And I
believe
think
that if you're in MLS, you're inherently inferior.
no, but here's the thing.
is an
That's the
inferior
old
league.
US. That's the pre-2017 USMNT mentality. Hey, you're not doing that good in Europe? Don't worry, I'll call you up for the national team. Look what
it's
that
like,
happened.
what's with these handouts? Yeah, it is weird.
on this
Right.
list,
Well,
so-
but the fact of the matter is, he's a talented player, and that has played well
But we
for
need
the
to see
national
it.
team.
We need to see it. We need to see it. He needs to make magic happen in Dortmund. You can tell me he's a talented player, and we've seen it before. We just haven't seen it lately.
Well, I still think his biggest mistake was staying at Dortmund this season and not going literally anywhere else. Like, that whole Stoke move was such an absolute catastrophe.
Look,
Like,
I'm just
dude,
gonna
this
say
guy
this:
looks like-
his stock has gone down since like the last World Cup.
Look at that face. It just looks like an asshole. Like look at
He
this.
does,
look
yeah.
at
He
that
kind of
face.
has.
He's like
he looks pretty smug.
he's either
ain't
it's
gonna
like
lie.
he's either crying on the inside or he's like, why the
He's
fuck am I
dying.
even talking with you? I can't
Yeah,
tell.
like
It's like weird. This guy's, I don't know, he's got a weird attitude.
Well, you don't have to be
Happy
the best teammate ever, always.
But the switch
Dennis
happens.
Rodman did
There's a
great.
switch.
oh God, you know what? Let's not even say that, because you know what? You're right. He is not the best teammate, because if he doesn't play, he's gonna get his daddy after you.
Oh God.
So there you go.
So
He has that baggage around, carrying him that baggage around.
it's so much baggage. It's so much baggage.
I got a place
But
for him.
any-
LA Galaxy. Hop on with Marco Royce. You got 72 games with them. You can up that.
He would kill in MLS. He would kill in any Scandinavian league. He'd kill in the Netherlands. He'd
You know what? Then maybe he needs to go to those leagues, because he needs to
I think
restart his
so.
career. He needs
I
to restart
really
his
think
career. Right?
we got the highlight package. Oh, this is he didn't even score here though. That's the thing. Everybody talks about that. Now that's a great shot, but is that 3 seasons ago or what?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hater, but you said, DPG, you said it. He's got to show it, man. He's got to show it. Now, I guess as we watch Gio Reyna ball out of control, is there anybody who is maybe a more fringe US guy that you desperately want on the Gold Cup team? Because I know there's a striker that I actually hadn't even really heard of, that I heard somebody bounce his name around, and
Cool.
James went to exactly where I was thinking. James,
Well,
who
who
is
we talking
this?
about?
Who is this beautiful man?
It's our RSL guy, Diego Luna.
Diego Luna. I'm excited to see him. He's probably the reason why Gio Reyna was considered surplus.
How old is Diego Luna?
I don't know, 21.
I'll look it up.
I'm hoping he's 20. I'm really hoping he's 21. Because
I
I need
think
him
he's
to
a young
get it.
kid, despite being tatted up.
I need him to get out of RSL and go to Europe already.
Nah, screw that. Come to Chicago.
21.
No, man. You
He's
need that
21
guy.
years old, baby.
I would like to see that guy go to Europe. You know what? I want to see him go to Europe.
Yeah, he's
Well,
got to get out
where?
of here.
He's 5'8". Where is he going in Europe? Where do you want him?
Do you know how many 5'8" players eat in fucking Europe?
No, I feel you, but that's what I'm asking. Where do you
many
want him?
fucking 5'8" players eating.
Isn't like
Europe.
Messi like
Starting with
5'7"
Messi.
or something?
Starting with Messi.
He's like 5'5", bro.
Like Laurel, that's one. The Italian.
You know I'm 5'5", right?
Yes, I do. Loro Martinez, what's his face? Super small, super fast. There's tons of 5'8", 5'9" guys out in Europe just eating people's lunches.
Yeah, but what league would you like to see him do such?
Send him to La Liga. Send him
Yeah,
to La
I
Liga.
would
seems
even say send him to the Netherlands.
Yes, me and you are right there, DPG.
That might be
Send him-
accurate. That might be better.
I
Because
think La Liga.
Ajax, send him to
La Liga?
that might be too high for him.
That's
La
not saying.
Liga.
That's not saying that. I'm not saying. That's not saying that the Liga is too much for him. But you want
might
him to
be.
be the kind of player that graduates to La Liga.
Yes.
I mean, La
That's what-
Liga, it's tough. Like, you get the type of, he'd be competing with people like Isco. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I think,
Oh my God, I see.
and you
it.
kind of want like your Brian Gutierrez.
Oh.
You want your, you want this
Wow.
guy. You want that guy to go to
you
Europe
want the
already.
fragile people who dribble the ball to go to Spain
Yeah,
because it's safe now. Sergio Ramos is gone.
yeah. Freaking leg breaker Ramos is gone.
Oh God. Can you believe Nigel de Jong has never had gotten a red card in his career? Anyway,
That's- Oh wow, really? Shit.
yes.
Either the refs like him or he's just one lucky guy.
So one last fun transfer news. Apparently, La Liga is about to be your home for U.S. men's national team players because Johnny Cardoso is being chased by Atletico Madrid. Baby,
Oh, your boy,
How do we feel?
Johnny.
I like it. I feel like they're too deep. I'd rather him stay at a lesser team and get more minutes and not be a platoon player, which I don't know, man. But Athletic, Madrid, they run until their legs fall off. So who knows? Oh,
That's March.
woof. I thought Tottenham was coming in hot. Oh, they are coming in hot. Tottenham made a $21 million bid.
It's messed up that both teams, those two teams, Man U and Tottenham, are like fighting relegation, and they're throwing money around.
Well, I mean, there's a huge gulf between them and the already relegated teams, but still, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
That's the last news we've heard about it. Was
Says 2 weeks ago, dog.
Yeah, no, but the only news this month is
Yeah, true.
So something you mentioned earlier was Pulisic. I just had a premonition of Pulisic in like some sort of striped jersey, and I thought at first second there it was Barcelona, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's no way he's replacing Lamine.
No,
maybe Rafinha could be sold to somebody else.
Rafinha
but
is playing. He's balling out of his mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rafinha is like.
I feel like
He's leading
Pulisic
that
fits with
back.
Barcelona ball. I do. I feel like that is a fit for him and a fit for them. But of course, he's got these two guys ahead of him in a way. So you take a look at Real Madrid, and he doesn't really fit there as well, in my opinion, as of Barcelona. You know, he's not going to play for Vanney, and Rodrigo's still ahead of him. But here, you called it. PSG. fucking G. You called. I mean, well, Dembele should not be playing striker. Isn't that guy fucking 5 foot little? Okay, he's 5'10". He's not too bad. 5'10" is pretty good. So, but yeah,
Still, he started life more as a winger, right? When he was at
that's what I was
Barcelona.
thinking. He also grew, but he was young.
Well, yeah,
But he was young.
people tend to do that in their early 20s.
Especially if they're like 19 and getting sold.
Yeah, exactly. But look, like they're kind of weaker now. They're not the super club they once were. So like Pulisic could be the man there. He
Dude.
could be the big name.
Oh my God, Pulisic
You know,
chopping with Hakimi and
He that would be
Marquinhos.
behind him.
That's freaking.
I like this idea.
Yeah, I do too. A fan of it. All right.
Or stay at Milan. Either one.
No,
Either one's fine.
Get out.
But speaking
Get out. I love Milan. Milan's like my Italy team, but here's Christian Pulisic right now. He's on a launch pad that is aimed upwards, and he's just got to cut that rope. He's going to go up a few more levels.
Paid.
And unfortunately, Milan is just at it's lower level. It's lower level than Inter.
But
right now.
but you know, Milan is positioned in a very interesting spot because it can't, if it wanted to, it can fight for a title, a Serie A, It can't go to the Champions League.
These ratings are a joke, by the way.
It can't compete.
For the single reason that Christian Pulisic is their best player. Literally, he's their best player.
They got Leao rated ahead of him, but he is their best. Well, and what's his name? The keeper.
Yeah, Maignan is good. But
thank you. I can never pronounce it.
But Pulisic is their best outfield player, and he's lower rated than Hernandez, on par with Reinders. Are you kidding me? He's way better than Reinders. That's a joke. Rafael Leao, he's also, I'm sorry, he's just that much better than Leao. If they're okay, it's much closer, but reindeers, right? Like reindeers. That's great.
Hey, where's the guy from Mexico?
Alex Jimenez? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not him.
Kyle Walker?
He's a striker. He's a striker.
They got Kyle Walker. He should be starting.
Hold on. The season's over, so some of the players might have been retracted out of the lineup already who are out of contract or loan. Oh, there he is. Santi Jimenez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that guy's like third on the pecking order.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know. Dude, it is funny. Like, Pulisic's got some boys here.
He's rated better than all of them.
Abraham.
6 foot.
How many goals did he have this season?
6'4". Tammy Abraham, 6'4". Wow.
I think I know what you're saying, DPG. AC Milan is trying to get better, and it's not the end of the world to stay there and get better with them.
It's not because if you're gonna why put him in a spot where he's like he has to create magic constantly. I'm not saying he's not doing that in Milan, but you put him in a spot like, let's say, God forbid, Liverpool.
That team's gonna,
that team's gonna want to compete to win another title. And at least with Milan, the pressure's off. He can be the player he wanted to be.
I'm liking the PSG shout. Like that's like they're top of the league type team. You want this guy to be at a level up. I'm not saying I don't know if French league is actually superior to Serie A.
It's not, but it's like it's
Serie
about
A
like being at a super club.
And yes,
that kind of
yes, that's what it's about. And they're low man on the totem pole right now. PSG, they fit.
It's a fit.
You know who just left?
Who? Wait.
Mueller.
I'm desperately trying to eject on this segment, and we keep finding more fun things to talk about.
Yes, but so Mueller just left.
Yeah, good.
Does he come back to German league? The former BVB player?
The space interpreter. I think he'll interpret space at Mites or whatever. Or FC Paul, who knows, man?
Keep in mind, you got an Italian team that's gonna face off against PSG in the Champions League final. So,
Inter Milan.
Serie A is not a bad league at all by any means.
Oh
yeah,
gentlemen, I'm so stupid. You know where Mueller's going, right?
Where?
St. Louis.
Is he really?
Duh, they have a huge German connection with the team. They got a bunch of German guys.
No, he's not going. He's not wasting his time.
He'll go to St. Louis. 100%.
That'd be crazy.
You heard it here you heard it here first, folks.
That'd be great for the league. I mean,
gentlemen, we got to wrap up this segment because we have all sorts of fun MLS things to come back and talk about.
Dude,
and then we have all sorts of good fire stuff to talk about. So you guys stay with us. So James, what should they do?
They should tell Christian Pulisic to jump to Juventus or Inter and then kick that like button like they're scoring a goal on their child. And we'll see. And we'll be right back here on Enemies of the Fire.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. In our continued journey down men's national team conversation, we completely realized we forgot to mention the schedule for the group stage is out. And gentlemen, how are we feeling?
We're getting grouped.
Yeah,
I stole Toke's joke. He set it up. I had to lay it down. That's Toke's joke, written by Toke. USNT, though, we're not getting grouped, but Tobago, yeah. I mean, Pulisic's not there. Gio Reyna's not there. I mean, he fucking sucks, but Saudi Arabia, US Haiti, and Trinidad Tobago. Where's the loss coming from here? This is hard to say.
Hold on. DPG, before I give you your answer, DPG, what do you think about this group stage?
I mean, it's a nice practice. It's a nice practice games.
I mean, we should handily win all these, correct?
Well, we also said the same thing against Panama and Canada. We should win. Doesn't that necessarily translate into we are gonna win? So
they lose to Trinidad, they win against Saudi, and then they tie Haiti to not go through.
The U.S. men's, it shouldn't be. It doesn't have to do this whole navigating through point system. Like, just beat all three teams and get ready and get focused for Canada, Panama, and Mexico.
I don't know. I'm pessimistic. I really feel like Pochettino is just out to lunch. He does not care. And like Pulisic's not going to be there, and Jedi is going to be like, what the hell am I going to do here? Forget this. And like, I'm pessimistic.
To your point, a lot of the pundits lately have been raining on the Pochettino parade lately. They've been asking the harder questions. The honeymoon is over. The honeymoon period is over. It's not so with Ben Johnson, the Bears coach. It is over for Pochettino, the U.S. men's national team coach. He is, the honeymoon's over, and people are like, did we hire the wrong guy? People are honestly asking, high-level pundits are honestly asking this. Did we hire the wrong guy? Should we have hired an American? Did we blow this? Or should we have just waited for Klopp? Like, did we fuck this up? Because we're locked into Pochettino now for this next World Cup. He is the coach for the U.S. men's national team for this coming World Cup. It's not going to change. A catastrophic loss in Gold Cup doesn't change that.
Nah, I know. I feel like he didn't get hired with enough time. That's the problem.
Yes!
That's the number one issue.
We called that from day one, though.
Do you want to give him another cycle? Do you want to give him?
No, God, no.
Why not?
No, because it never works. We do it every time.
If we got 4 years locked in of Poch, would you really say no? I mean, like, that's a great coach and a great steady hand to have at commanding your team. I don't see that as a problem long term. I mean, especially to have that kind of consistency there, because these boys, this quote unquote golden generation is entering in this area of their careers where some stability on the national team might really serve them well, where you have a set style, a set plan, and you're not playing bear halter ball where, every 10 minutes you shift into two different phases, and or before that, arena ball.
We are about to praise this shit out of bear halter ball.
Take it easy, buddy.
But that's what I'm talking about here for the U.S. men's national team. Consistency for them in this upward trajectory with Pochettino might be beneficial. Here's the problem. The consistency of Greg Berhalter over the last years before this was not beneficial. It's because, in my opinion, their development was in a different place. But the grand majority of our players, and I'm just talking about Christian Pulisic and Jedi, which are our superstars, if they could have consistency for the next 6 years, they will benefit. Our best players would benefit, because instead of coming in 2 years down the line and having to learn a whole new coach's scheme, in addition to what they're fucking learning elsewhere, in addition to what other shit that they got to deal with, there's a consistent message, a consistent approach, a consistent set of tactics, a consistent practice, a consistent set of communication for Pochettino. That just is beneficial in my eyes, because he's still a damn good coach.
I wish I believed in anything as much as you just believed in Pochettino. Oh, man.
I'm not saying I believe in him. But I could see the benefit of it. And I'm of the mind where he's still not, I haven't fired him yet. in my head, and that came for Greg Berhalter. We all fired the coach in our head eventually. We're like, all right, this is it. No,
we had pitchforks.
We need a new message, which is hilarious because we're not receiving any of the message. We're not in the locker room every day, but we as fans are like, okay, this product has soiled. It's rotten. It's just not. And we as fans, this is one thing that we can do is we're good eyes. Some of us have good eyes where we can detect it, where it's like, okay, this peaked and it's going down, and there might be another peak coming now. There might be a Bill Belichick, Tom Brady 6 rings coming, where it's, over the course of 18.
I heard there's another Bill Belichick ring.
Recently. That's hilarious.
Yes, it is. Anyway, I'm sorry to cut in, brother.
Oh, great joke.
I can't believe it. Now, you brought up a product. Speaking of products, what is, you have some sort of conspiracy theory?
I do.
What is this?
I can't wait to talk about it. All right, here it comes.
From one very SEO topic to the next.
When one looks through the tea leaves, on the Google, that's what I like to call it, sorting through the tea leaves. I'm just looking around. Oh, look at this. Paul Mullin once explained the real reason he made the shock decision to sign for Wrexham. Wrexham to waive Paul Mullin transfer fee? Where could Paul Mullin go from here and have success? He's not a championship level striker, it seems.
Ooh.
It seems to be being determined in front of our eyes. He might be a level, EPL level League One type of striker. Is there an MLS team out there that can absorb him? And guess what? You got those Wrexham connections. You already got part of your fan base and part of your non-fan base in your town that might be aware of this guy. This guy has some marketing potential, and that marketing potential, in my opinion, is best parlayed in America.
Let's put aside for a second. There are very strong family reasons why he wants to stay in Wales. Right. So, I mean, in theory, he could play for another club, right, in the pyramid. Now,
he's not leaving.
Marketing-wise, hold on. Marketing-wise and making money, who would need him and where he would fit in perfectly and probably actually help? Columbus.
Yes.
But you're saying he's not of championship level. I claim that MLS and the championship are on pretty close footing. You don't think so? MLS is ranked ahead of the championship in the Opta or whatever.
You know what? I just thought about something.
Do you want to know how badly you're deluding yourself about where MLS is compared to USL Championship or compared to Championship? Championship deals with promotion relegation. They deal with actual real pressure. They deal with the fact that their kit man, if they go down, he's out of a gig, and they're gonna have to fucking put away their own kits.
You know what?
Hold on. That pressure is not existing in MLS, and MLS is not. People say, "Oh, they're at championship level." No, they're not. Sorry to burst people's bubble.
You know what? I just realized something. What's a good destination for Gio Reyna?
Wrexham?
Yes. Oh my God. Talk about an image rehabilitation spot, baby.
Yes.
Talk about marketing, play on the field. Although it's the championship, he will be crunched. He'll be lucky to leave without losing a limb. They'll have to amputate. It'll be disgusting. He'll be like a puddle on the field in the championship. They'll just destroy him. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I love it. I love it for the memes. I love it for the storyline. I don't know. But what? So they're really trying to get rid of Paul Mullin?
No. I gotta pop my conspiracy theories bubble real quick here, but it could happen later in the season. But Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson has confirmed May 2nd that legends Paul Mullin and Ollie Palmer, both studly strikers in their day, will remain a part of the club's plans for next season, but that means you got two substitute stud strikers who are being surpassed by. You got to get somebody more youthful in there. They got to get rid of one of these guys.
No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to your point. If they do sign a premier striker, you can bring either or, spot start Mullin and Ollie continue to come off the bench. Because Palmer, from what I remember, because I am a fan of the show, despite it being slightly like Sesame Street at times, describing soccer to the American public, I am a fan of the storylines of the people involved. But yeah, man, Ollie's big, man. He's tall, like that.
Can't teach
you know what? That would be dangerous to have those two as number 2 and number 3 striker on your team.
Number 3 and number 4.
Oh, that's hateful.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are 3rd and 4th in the pecking order, and it's just going to happen. And
you think they're going to sign 2 strikers? There's no way logistically.
But as you point out, these guys are great substitutes, but they're at that age where they still need to play to keep, their form. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think Mullin coming to MLS is a very possible situation. Is it realistic? Yes, for the marketing angle, for the jersey sold. That's something the league. That's a good player. He's a good player regardless.
I want to play a game with DPG.
And I think he'd be successful in MLS too.
I'm going to take the 3 Wrexham strikers, and you tell me if you would take them over Tom Barlow. Realistically,
yes.
Don't just meme it.
Let me just yes them all. I'll yes them all right now.
Well, hold on. Stephen Fletcher at 39 years old. Right, I think that's how old he is.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure Stephen Fletcher is that old.
37, but no,
37.
I would not take him.
Okay. So
I wouldn't take him over.
You would?
I wouldn't.
Okay, yes, I agree. I would still rock with Tom Barlow. Okay. Paul Mullin.
Yes.
Easy, I would take Paul Mullin over Tom Barlow. And that might be
Do you know how much winning? Do you know how much winning Tom Barlow has done? It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what Paul Mullin's done.
I mean, you're not wrong. And then they got the Lee guy plays more of an attacking midfield. And Ollie Palmer. Would you take Tom Barlow or Ollie Palmer?
I'd take Mullin. That's about it.
Yeah, agreed.
I think I'll just take Mullins. Tom Barlow doesn't score a lot, but man, he runs a lot. So at least for him to just be there to pressure, even if he's the cone on the field.
Even think about this. Paul Mullin as a backup striker on the Fire would really, really work.
Right now,
that would really work.
Describing Tom Barlow made me think of like Mighty Mighty Bosstones, where they literally have a guy in the band that just dances and doesn't play anything.
Paul Mullin's a weird player too, because like it says 66 overall rating, but like there's days where he's a 76. Like this guy plays unreal. He has levels to his game that like they all of a sudden you see like you're like
I mean,
Mullins
let's be honest here.
When he's on, he's on.
When Wrexham signed him, they pulled him from like a League 2 team.
He's 29 years
League
old.
He was
this guy.
He was the League 1 Golden Boot winner, and then went back down 2 levels to the National League.
I don't see
instead
this guy
of going
quitting.
up with his team.
This guy's not coming. He's not. He's 29 years old.
He's in Wales for family reasons, and he'll stay there. And
this guy is one of the best fighters of all fucking time. I guarantee you, like he might be 3rd on the totem pole to start the season. By the season end, he's going to be back to number 2, and they're going to have to adjust his rate to like up to 70. This guy just he is a fucking man.
I love your FIFA, your view of
I don't like FIFA
the
lyrics
sport through like the FIFA lens of the ratings. I love it.
I can read through the bullshit of these rankings though, because like first off, he's not ranked that. and Stephen Fletcher, no, these rankings aren't real, especially when you look at the Fire. Like you could tell when these rankings are, especially when we looked at Pulisic earlier. Like,
well, that's the thing. It's the mean. It's the median. You know, it's like what they normally are.
It does tell you something, in my opinion. Like it is.
Can, yeah.
It's not accurate, but it's not remotely inaccurate. So it does have its value.
So I want to transition to something which I think is very fun because it hits very close to home. Okay, the LA Galaxy, after 11 games, are still winless.
I love when I read your mind. And I'm just
I do too. I see it happening too. I love it. So it's so beautiful. This is like, you know, I usually hate football, and trust me, there is a complaint about football coming later in this episode. But I do love the 0-16 Detroit Lions, right? There's just something beautiful about complete abject failure. And so I love this. And then on top, the cherry on top,
damn,
the most beautiful thing possible to happen is they offer Greg Vanney the Frank Klopas treatment. They give him an extension.
How could you not get a win? Was Matt Stafford a part of that?
Oh, I think so, unless he was injured all year. Who knows?
It was Orlovsky, Dante Culpepper, and John Kitna. So it was prior.
Dante Culpepper?
Jesus, man.
And
I mean, I would understand if I thought you were gonna throw in like Joey Harrington or something like that.
Is this what led to them getting Matt Stafford? Wow.
0-16, baby. 0-16. Anyway, so
yep.
I don't know, guys.
It led to them getting Matt Stafford as the number 1 overall pick that 0-16 season. Wow.
And then let the good times roll. So
Megatron.
So what do you guys think about, like, how would you feel as an LA fan? Like, this is so Klopas coded.
Well, it feels like they're becoming the Chicago Fire. I mean, yeah, the old Chicago Fire.
Klopas coded? Are you kidding me, Toke? This guy won the fucking MLS Cup last year. This is nowhere near Klopas. Nowhere.
Yeah,
Klopas is closer to Greg Van. I'm sorry, Klopas is closer to Peter Vermees than Klopas is closer to Greg Vanney.
Yeah.
For me.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But think about it this way: these guys are cheering for draws.
Who? I mean, they have nothing. LA has nothing for this season. They have last year's
Remember who used to cheer for draws?
Yes, I do. I do. I remember the season we tied the draw record. That was fun.
For shame.
That was.
Is that the same year we got the wooden spoon?
I think.
No, I don't think
have
so.
Have we gotten to a point that we have most away wins?
We have so many away
wins.
We have more...
and one home win.
Yeah, for real.
It feels like.
So wait, go to LA. I want to see that. I don't think, not only are they winless, but I think they only have like 3 points.
They are winless. 0, 4,
they have
10.
4 points.
12 goals.
Like, usually, no matter how you start in MLS, you can come back. Oh my God, I thought it was 11 games. It's 14. Anyway.
0 wins, 4 ties, 10 losses, 12 points.
It's over. Their season is over. They were 1 Ricky Pooge injury away.
12 goals.
12
goals,
telling me that
33 goals.
So you're telling me that this whole LA Galaxy team was like built on straws? Like, they were just one Ricky Pooge injury away from like collapsing?
Yeah, it was like the Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain.
Dude, this doesn't make sense.
No, it
doesn't. They don't have a bad roster.
Well, Pansel's injured all the goddamn time. And Ricky Poog is out for the season.
Magundez, Ramirez too.
Yoshida is having a bad year. I mean, it took Ramirez a minute to get going, and Royce is the bullet that we dodged, thankfully, because boy, oh boy. I mean, he scored a couple pretty goals, but he's not set the world ablaze.
This looks like a waste of money right over here. Like, why do they have 2 studly right wings and I mean, Fagundes is no slouch, though. I like Fagundes.
It's Diego Fagundes, dog.
Like, Fagundes is no slouch. It's
I would
just like,
have loved them for the fire.
they're overstacked here on this right wing with a little redundancy. Could get a little Sanabria? Really? All right.
I mean, it's comical at this point. They're struggling to a point that it's comical, and you know what? Give them a few more seasons, and I'll start to feel bad. But right now, it's absolutely hysterical.
This is their problem. They got 34 and a 35-year-old center back starting. Zanka and Yoshida. I'm sorry, MLS. Like, it's if you're getting up to 35, 36 and you're a center back in MLS, unless you're like, one of those rare ones. Tim Ream, I think is one of the rare ones. I will give him that. I'll give him those kudos, even though he's been struggling.
Not last week.
Yeah, he's struggling, my man.
But even Tim Ream is struggling. Even Tim Ream. Once you're reaching 34, 35, really 35, those guys might not be fast enough to deal with MLS players who are typically young, typically quick, typically fast. Yes, they might not play the most technical, pretty, perfect soccer. Yes, it's not the EPL. Yes, it's not championship. Yes, the tactics aren't that great. But they play physical ball, and part of physical ball is speed ball. And MLS has got that. That's part of what does make MLS. That's what something is different about MLS is you got that pace for some of these guys who could just all of a sudden blow by. I mean, not Mbappe speed or anything, but I'm just saying, like, you got fast attackers, and when you got slow defenders everywhere, slow, tanky defenders, they're going to get beat, and this is the problem. Right here, the LA Galaxy, these rankings for Zanka, 71, 72, that's based on respect. That's not based on reality. That's based on prior respect.
Lens again.
Yeah, like these guys, Zanka's a 64. Yoshida's a 65. They are they're the worst team in MLS, and it's because of that.
Let's end it, man.
I want you to do a scouting report on why Yoshida is a 65 versus a 72, please. Anyway, listen, hold on before we get out of here and before we get too far into the nonsense. Messi had a pretty freak out of a week, guys. Is this been fun to see? Is it nice to see him freaking out and losing it? I mean, Bruce Arena early in the midweek game had to pull him away from the referees after a 3-3 draw. And then after a 0-3 loss to Orlando, their rival, he just went off on the refs again. What is it sour in Miami? What's up?
Dude, Miami has definitely lost it. Lost a step.
You know what the problem is? And I saw this on the game, is that Miami's too top heavy. Their defense is it's like one breakaway from getting scored on. Because that defense is atrocious.
Guys, he's not going anywhere though. He's gonna extend his contract, which is impressive.
Nope, he's not going anywhere.
He wants to make that money, and he's comfortable in Miami.
Can I tell you guys something?
What's up?
Do you guys remember at all what we say, or does it just go out of your brain when we're done? Because
sometimes
remember we talked about how Miami struggled because they were like, "Oh, we were perfect all season." Yeah, we're champions. Why do we have to play these stupid playoff games? I think this is a rough patch, but I think in the end, it's actually beneficial for them to not be the number one horse all season that everyone's chasing. I think it's very beneficial for them to just do their thing, get put back together, make the playoffs, and then just eliminate all in their path on the way to MLS Cup.
It's hard being the big dog, dude. Ask the 72-10 Bulls. It's hard, and they still won it, and they still fucking did it.
Damn,
they still fucking finished the job. But and same, ask the Blackhawks.
They're facing Philadelphia. Oof.
Ask the Blackhawks after they won in 2009, and they became the big boys over the next 5 years. And all of a sudden, everybody starts bringing their A game to you because you're their championship for the season. Messi's coming down. Well, we're gonna fucking beat his ass. That's what you think. The same thing when Kane and Taze were coming to town. Oh, these guys think they're the best in MLS. They are. We know they are. We respect them that much. At the same time, we gotta beat their ass. And every guy on the team that they're playing, elevates their game to go play against the Blackhawks of the 2009 to 2015.
Well, you know what?
Same thing for the Bulls of 91 to 98.
Look. Well, either way, look who they're facing on Saturday.
I mean, that's a tough game. That's a tough game.
So, am I gonna see Messi go off on freaking refs in Philadelphia?
I mean, you might. We'll see. There's been a lot of talk about it, so maybe now his marketing team's like, shut the hell up. But honestly, like I said, I'm here for some of the drama, but I feel like it's almost like a rope-a-dope. Like they're putting the league exactly where they want them. You know what I mean? So
Philadelphia Union.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember when I said Philadelphia was over?
I thought we announced their death early.
I did. Yeah, I sure did.
I thought we called their demise because
it was great.
Holy cow. I mean, no, they got Baribo. What are you going to
Son of a bitch.
And then look at these rankings that I say we say that a lot of these are inaccurate, but I do that there is something to them. There's nothing. They have no idea what this Macania guy is. They have no idea what this Westfield guy is because if they're
what about Kai Wagner? Do we have any idea what Kai Wagner is? Because I mean, I remember hearing about that guy last year
and the year before. You remember hearing about him?
I heard he said something.
Oh fuck that dude.
Yes, we talked about that. Kai Wagner is not a friend of the show, unlike Gio Reyna, who is friend of show. Anyway, all right, gentlemen, I think we need to wrap this up because I'm getting too excited to talk about the main event today.
All right, let's get into the main event. We'll be right back here on Enemies of the Fire. Make sure you guys punt that like button, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, Enemies of the Fire. We are here to discuss the Chicago Fire. Gentlemen, what a phenomenal 2 weeks to be a fan. We started this week with a big win against Charlotte, 4-1.
Yes. Bring up the Charlotte itself.
We are the Commanders, right? So it made me so happy. What a beautiful game, right? What an absolute beautiful game. Gutierrez balling out of his mind. Bamba scored and is finally looking like himself again after that bout of confidence, shaking. It's good to finally watch a good team.
Oh, my only gripe with this was that, man, I wish Kuipers would have got on the score sheet. I think there was a lot of missed opportunities on his part. It wasn't just his night, but it was everybody else's night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Guti with the 2 goals, 1 a penalty. That will never stop shocking me. Is that Guti takes the penalties over Hugo?
What about that blast from freaking Bamba, the first goal?
Like I said, it's beautiful. It's good to see Bamba. I thought Bamba's confidence had been shaken. He had missed a good 4 or 5 sitters in a row.
He's still top 6. Kuipers is still top 6 in the league. So that does count for something.
What, in goals?
In goals. 8 goals, 3 assists.
Wait, no, I thought he was number 1. Where's the goals?
No.
Ty Baribo, dude.
Ty Baribo had a hat trick the other day.
Dude, he's hat trick king right now. Christian Arango, Brian White, Ojeda, Kuipers, and Donkey Punch.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. But still, it would have been nice to see Kuipers get it, but it's good to see Guti. Now, DPG, are you softening on Guti at all? Are you excited to see him around, or is he still
I like him, but he needs to play more consistent. Again, he'll go on this stretch where he has good games, and then he'll have shitty games afterwards.
Yeah, but that's every soccer player in life. That's every soccer player.
No.
I understand what you're saying. I just need you to elaborate more on it because
Okay.
He has
So-
more than just these it's like long stretches of inconsistency, and then all of a sudden he
Yes.
pops up for 2 or 3 games, and then it's back
Yes.
to
So
invisibility.
when we had that streak where we hadn't won a game like in 6 games, 6, 7 games. He was like, he was disappeared. That man
He was injured for half of that. He was
Yeah, but he
injured
checked
for the
out,
first
man.
half of that and then came back. And yes, he didn't play great there for a while, but he
Yeah.
has definitely gotten back in his groove.
I just don't want him to get off the groove, because if he gets off the groove, then we're stuck in a situation where we're gonna be struggling in the midfield again. And
Well-
you kind of wonder if we're gonna sell him. Let's sell him now this summer and get someone else.
That's easier said than done. Now, you brought up the midfield. I do want to give somebody their flowers. I think Pineda is actually really starting to lock shit down.
Really?
Well,
I think
hold on.
Pineda-
Before you say that, look at that midfield. What is a common denominator in that midfield?
It's under 21.
Youth.
I mean, like 21
Well,
and
no,
under.
Pineda's not young.
Half of them.
Hold on.
One of them can't order a beer. I mean, like
No.
Pineda is 22.
You know what's the common denominator?
all fire homegrowns.
There you go.
Oh my God, you're right. You are
That's a
1,000% correct.
That's a homegrown midfield right
That's
there.
nuts. That is nuts. That's something.
If you would have told me this 2 years ago, I would have said you're full of shit. You're crazy. No way we're gonna put up a good midfield using
Well,
homegrown players.
You want to know what's hilarious is Glasgow went in at some point, and that's another homegrown.
That's a fire 2. Yeah,
Dude,
fire 2 graduate.
this game made me really happy. I was camping, and earlier in the day, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she's like, what? And I'm like, well, am I going to watch the game tonight, or am I going to wait until Sunday and watch the game? And she's like, oh my God, just watch the game around the fire. So I'm just sitting around the
That's
fire
sick!
watching the game.
That's
was
sick.
awesome.
That
This
is
was a-
awesome. You're out in the fucking woods. That's so sick. Oh man. Yes, that takes me back.
It was a good feeling game.
Like
man. It
you,
was
you
good to get
typically
back.
don't use the technology when you're camping. That's the fun thing. I agree. But it's fun every once in a while. It's just like, okay, I really need it for this one thing. So and then you're out in the middle of the woods, chirping, just beautiful things around you. You got the campfire going, got some good
fuck
food
that.
cooking on the grill. And
I'm not camping.
dude, then go glamping.
I'm
then
not
go
camping. Nope.
Then go glamping. Just get, just
If
ways
I
to
go
do it.
camping around
camping,
on
if
it.
I ever go camping, let's just say that
Bring a
Your
gun.
car broke down.
I'm not. Yeah, let's just say that me and you know what I'm talking about.
Bring a
Oh,
gun.
yeah.
I'm not going empty-handed.
Yeah, I
So,
know exactly what it's legal, especially if you can carry. So boom.
Camping is Violet's thing, but I'm coming around. I'm
Don't
very
quote me
much
on that.
starting to enjoy myself.
Maybe it's
but,
not legal. Oh shit, I don't know.
Dude, one last thing before we move on to the US Open Cup game.
Yes.
You got to think all of this really happened when we got right against Detroit. When we really put in that
you know when this
strong-
happened?
Huh?
We got our asses handed to us 7-2 by.
Yeah, 7-0. Then we came
think-
back.
It felt like we were exercising demons that game.
100%.
It felt like 7-2 scoreline. That's the scoreline where the old fire died.
I think you're right. It
And then
died,
after
and then they were down a man because of that Brady red card and got a tie. And we were kind of like,
What a-
oh boy. And then that Detroit game, they said, nope, we're going to grab this game by the neck. And that game is where we got well, because we have been
And
on a 4-game winning streaks, which is
And
amazing.
there was the Atlanta team.
What-
There was the Atlanta team.
Taking
Yup.
down Atlanta the way we did was actually super impressive, mostly because Jeff Gall was in goal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing. He really, we DPG and I got to talk about Gall more than you did, but I was really impressed by how he didn't try to play
And it-
outside of himself. He did.
And
he
I remember
played
I
to his
told you-
strengths.
Remember I told you that this game almost felt like if this was a fire of old, they probably would have found a way to either stay tied 1-1 or lose it completely.
Yep,
And-
100%. And they
it
found a way to
wasn't that-
win.
Yeah. And then if you think that wasn't enough, oh boy, let's bring fucking Charlotte. And
Oh yeah, that
before they-
Charlotte game just it's beautiful. So all this beauty led up to us playing New England in the US Open Cup, which is something very dear to all Fire fans' hearts. And God bless all 16 people who went to the game, because boy, did we put in another good performance against New England. Now,
yeah, go ahead.
does anybody know why the hell that game was played in Providence?
Because I guess they don't want to rent out, what was it, Gillette Field or whatever it's called? Gillette
But
Stadium.
still, there's nothing in, but you can't play at Boston College. Like, I don't know.
Well, they're trying to. I guess they were trying to. They really use that New England name.
Okay. I get it. Try and get it, but doesn't see that's kind of dirty too, because Rhode Island's got their own team now and they're starting to like gain a following. But anyway, I digress. There was no one at this game. It was played. It was. Were there stands?
These are good. Sorry, guys. I'm in the middle of grading wife's cookies.
Oh.
Jesus, send me a box.
Dissertation on it.
It's about.
I just want a 1 through 10.
It's about a 9.12.
You know, fuck, man. I mean, I'm getting hungry, and then this guy go, let's bring out cookies.
Pardon?
What was the other one?
I can't with him in numbers
like it
tonight.
or no?
It's a
I know,
9.12.
8.42 for the other one.
We got the barstool guy.
Are we talking? Is there a crunch?
got
Is
the
there a
barstool
crumble?
guy
Is it
The
soft?
crunch, the crumble, the sweetness, the tartness, the whole conglomeration. Like, where's my milk?
Is she trying to sell them? Is she gonna open a cookie shop? Is she gonna open a cookie shop?
She's making it for some lovely people.
Okay.
But now I'm needing some milk. We don't have any. All right.
Anyway, James, did you see the U.S. Open Cup game yesterday?
No, and I'm actually super bummed about it. Like, because I
Paramount
said
Plus.
it to you, I was like, all right, I'll figure out ways around, allegedly, Paramount Plus, and figure it out. Like, oh, it's on CBS Golazo network. So I think I have that somehow. But so I try, and I was playing some video game, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the Fire game's on. So I go to turn it on. And it's been over half an hour at that point. But it was like 8:30. It was like 8:30. I was like, oh shit, they started at 6:30. They started so early. I was like, oh, I fucking blew it.
I will say the game started off a little scary because the Fire nothing was happening. I think it was just that field sucks because it's turf.
No, it was very much feeling out the game, but they were totally in control. At some point in like the 30th minute, it showed the statistics, and they had 73% of the possession.
That's a middle name
like
right there.
It always felt like no matter what, they were going to break through. This was a game where it really just felt like it was inevitable. We were going to win the game just when. And that, like, Wyatt Armsberg tried to delete Hugo Kuipers.
Yeah, man. Fucking
good
man,
God.
bro. I Wyatt, come on, man. You gotta take it easy, buddy.
Whoa, dude, there must be some bad blood there.
Maybe because he
kept following Hugo.
They were really messing with Hugo near the end, and I wish Greg would have taken him off sooner.
Mm-hmm.
To be perfectly honest, I think he wanted him to get his goal.
But here's the thing, though. Like Armsberg did what he had to do as a player for New England, and he did come back and check on Hugo after noticing like, oh man, this guy's taking forever to get up. You know, he went to go investigate. So, and that wasn't the only former Fire player that was on there.
No, it wasn't.
Moniz.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
right there, Moniz.
Yeah, Alex Moniz. So one other thing that was really funny about this game was the announcers, the absolute Mount Fuji level amount of shit they talked about Jackson Ewell. Like, and how he has just been an absolute abject failure of a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty rough there for a minute. I don't know if you
wasn't Jackson Ewell supposed to be wasn't he supposed to be one of those players that was supposed to go in Europe and be like the next level of fucking Pulisic?
You know what I want to tell you about Jackson Ewell? Jackson Ewell, the talk was, okay, so him or Tyler Adams is going to work out.
Guess not.
So, like, yeah, it just never happened. It just never happened.
No, it did not.
So,
but you know what's interesting? You look over this lineup for New England, and I'm like, where the hell is Carlos Gil?
They didn't start him.
They put out a B team.
Yeah.
They definitely put out a B team.
I mean, the only guy that was like Bono was like a regular starter.
Yeah, I mean, there were regular starters in that game, but like not at all. Not at all.
There he is.
Look, like Campagna, Gil.
Was Matty
you said
Polster playing?
Polster.
Was Polster?
No,
Matt Polster.
So
that's another former Fire player, Matt Polster.
Dude, they gave up.
Yeah, they gave up.
Dude, this is total capitulation. This roster is total capitulation. Like,
yeah,
they should be investigated
ugly.
for throwing the game.
No, stop. Shush.
No, seriously. Like, Wyatt fucking Ohmsberg? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Chankalai was up. Chankalai came on?
No, this is the previous game.
No, that was
This is
the
their
previous
normal
game.
lineup. This is their normal lineup. Dude, they did something illegal. They didn't even try.
You don't like it doesn't make it illegal.
Yeah, but this shouldn't worry you a little tiny bit. This is the this
supposed
team?
to be.
And this team
Andrew
only beat him 3-1. Come on,
Andy Farrell. How come it sound? Did he play for the Fire?
No, he's just been there he's been playing for like 40 years at this point.
I think so.
I think one of the first years they got into soccer, they're like, and the New England Revolution draft. Andrew Farrell. Yeah.
Now I gotta look it up.
I'm looking it up right now for you.
How old is
he's
man?
He's
33.
Wow, he's got 328 appearances.
Yeah, he got drafted by New England in 2013.
Holy
and
shit.
He's gonna be a lifer. He's a lifer, man.
Oh,
hell yeah, he's a lifer.
That's gotta be
a real Steven Gerrard. All right. Seriously though, how much fun is this, man? Like, and I'm gonna move into a little bit of a complaint here.
Okay.
It is fun to love the Fire, but a symptom of being terrible for a decade is this week was rivalry week. Who is our rival? Who?
Everybody.
You would think
Actually,
it's St.
I love
Louis. I mean, St. Louis is the typical Chicago rival, right? The typical Chicago rival, St. Louis, Green Bay.
I'm just waiting for St. Louis to get sent over to the Eastern Conference.
Dude, you guys are absolutely nuts because I'm going to say this. Not only do the fan bases already hate each other because Kansas City was lording over the fact that they had a team first over them. But
look, man,
dude,
you're talking about two
two
shitty towns and like that
you
no one gives a shit about.
And Chicago's their bigger brother. Sorry.
Hold on. What makes a rivalry? Two things: geography and competition.
Spilt blood.
And what happened in St. Louis's first season
Blues versus
is that they were the number seed, and Kansas City knocked them out of the playoffs. First round. That is when it became a blood feud. And so St. Louis is not our rival. They are Kansas City.
You know, you got to quit listening to your friend. I'm just going to tell you this. St. Louis, they're literally like, they're second fiddle, right? Just like Milwaukee, all right? You know, I don't care if St. Louis thinks they have a rivalry with Kansas City. You know what?
Thanks.
Their pizza is crap
Yeah.
with their weird cheese that they put on there. All right? Like we all know that St. Louis style barbecue has nothing against Texas barbecue. So I don't even know why they're trying to even make their own like genre of barbecue. Like even the Carolinas have better barbecue than them. Right? So let's make that clear, okay? The Cardinals don't hate Kansas City. The Kansas City
No, but this isn't baseball. There are different
I don't give a
rivalries in
shit.
different sports.
The Blues
The
hate the
Bulls
Blackhawks.
the Bulls and Knicks when they were both good. That was actually a rivalry for a while.
Yeah, that's because New York and Chicago. I mean, come on, the two biggest cities in the U.S.
Well, yeah, but you don't say immediately New York and NYCFC is our rival.
No, but how many St. Louis has been a rival for for Chicago across different sports? Not
It is.
just it's only natural, right?
I do think it has a possibility to blossom, but both teams can't be terrible for long stretches.
Well, who says we're not terrible this season.
Yeah,
In
well,
fact, I'm waiting for the Fire to face St. Louis so we can beat them up and then send them back to St. Louis with a 4-0 loss.
well, okay, let's bring this up now. Let me complain about this. Well, James gets into a big hockey fight here.
Blues versus Blackhawks, just a brawl.
Just listen, I think it could be a big rivalry. The teams have more than one rival, right? But like that just goes to show you how irrelevant we were. But what doesn't help is the goddamn.
That's fucking hilarious.
You still
What
fighting?
They're just holding each other's arms.
Look, man.
I'm sorry, I'm dying.
Peter Vermees and the Sporting Kansas City, they're a shit
He ain't
team
there
right
no
now.
more.
Well, I don't care who's there. I don't. That's how irrelevant they are. All right. I don't even care about St. Louis. All right. I just know that we like to beat them up, and I will like to beat them up again.
Well, we're gonna do it in Bridgeview because the
That's fine.
goddamn Arlington Heights Bears have forced us to move 2 of our games out of Soldier
Don't you
Field.
dare invoke the Bears in this, all right? I don't care. They
No,
were there
listen,
first.
dude, it's preseason football. Go play that bullshit at Evanston. Like, if it was
man.
an NFL season game, okay, they were there first. But it's a preseason game. Listen, I do a podcast about the Chicago Fire, and I refuse to watch a preseason Chicago Fire game. Like,
Damn, bro, they got
the earth could open up
I've seen a
under
few.
the stadium, and it could fall, and you're not going to miss a human being who went to a preseason game.
I like those
Hey.
preseason games though. I love when they're playing in sunny Florida because it's cold out and it's like you can live vicariously through them. You're like, oh, it's so sunny where they're at. Oh, that's awesome.
No, you learn there. You can never. There's not a single thing for a human other than the coach to learn from a preseason soccer game. You cannot learn a single thing. And dude, the Bear, go play at Evanston. Go play at ISU.
Look,
go
man,
play.
this put like this. Tell
Champaign.
your boy that he can go fight. The other shitty town 2 hours away. That's fine. We don't care. But when they come to Chicago, they're actually facing real competition in a real city. All right, not some shit that looks like
St.
not
Louis
some
is a
shit-
real city. I'll give them that.
Look, St. Louis is the
bad
fucking
city.
size of my old neighborhood in Chicago. All right.
Ah! But the arch and the fun places.
Really?
Yeah, no.
You ever
mean-
been to downtown St. Louis, bro?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
That's like a dystopian version of Chicago.
You ever been
Like,
to the McDonald's that was on the barge? Well, it wasn't a barge. It was a freaking boat. They had a McDonald's on a boat right by the arch. You never went to that? That was like 10, 20,
I never
30
went
years
to
ago.
that McDonald's.
I
I've
went
been
to the arch. I seen the arch. I'm like, okay, cool.
They had
The river looks dirty.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Well,
I mean,
low-key, when I was
Mississippi is no walk in the park. That's for sure.
when I was a kid growing up, it literally took the exact amount of time to drive to Chicago as it did to drive to St. Louis. So to be honest, most of the time I saw the Cubs, we would drive to St. Louis and watch them play the Cardinals.
That's
and then
fucking awesome. I mean, you probably
and,
saw a lot of
concerts-
losses because they always kick the
I
Cubs.
would
ass,
actually go. I'm actually thinking about going to Milwaukee to see the Cubs. play
dude,
the
go,
Brewers.
go. So fun. Great
That-
fans in
I've been there.
Milwaukee.
I've done it before, and it was fun. But
Cardinals.
I
I
was-
will say this about Cardinals. They're great
Nope.
baseball fans, and same thing with Milwaukee.
I will say this though.
There's
Milwaukee
good
is a much-
razzing going on.
Milwaukee is a much nicer city than St. Louis.
But there's also a love. Like you go, I don't know. It's just really fun. Like you go to those places, and as long as you're not like a direct asshole, the
Yeah.
fans will tease you, but they have fun with you. Like,
Oh, yeah. No,
it's a fun event. It doesn't become some serious like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fight you in the parking lot thing. It's like
it ain't like a soccer hooligan bullshit. Like,
no, but there's like a fun razzing going on. They'll give you're gonna get a couple razzes wearing a Cubs hat at a Milwaukee game or at a Cardinals game. Oh, you'll get some hardcore razzes at the Cardinals game for sure. But at the same time, at the end of the day, they'll have your back for something. It's such a it's like a weird brotherhood / camaraderie and / rivalry. That's what a rivalry is. It's like it's like that guy who tests you.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, you love to hate him.
like put it like this. Like, do the Cardinals have a rivalry with the Kansas City?
No. Well,
They
maybe
don't.
because
They're not even in the
one
same
World
league.
Series.
They're not even in the
Well,
same
they had
league.
that one World Series, right, with George Brett and the tar bat,
Yeah.
and he freaked the fuck
Oh
out.
wait, those Cardinals played Kansas City in a World Series? That's awesome.
Duh.
Oh, I forgot about that. George Brett.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy who broke the bat over his head. Badass.
No, that was Bo Jackson.
No,
Bo
George Brett did it too.
for
Man,
real?
all I'm
Yes.
saying is that these are, I guess, because they're in the West. I guess I can. That's probably why they're trying to make a rivalry between Kansas City and St. Louis.
Maybe,
but I'm hoping they get moved to the East.
not me. I'll put it this way. Me and my buddy, the St. Louis fan, we have now been to every MLS St. Louis and Chicago game. So 2 years ago, he came to Chicago and we saw the game. Last year, I went to St. Louis with him and we saw the game. This year, now we have to go to Bridgeview. Does that not piss either of you two off?
It
No.
doesn't. It's Bridgeview is the original. Bridgeview is the OG, like the original
Yeah.
spot.
And what a gift. What a lucky thing to have in your back pocket as a Chicago Fire that, oh, we're kicked out of our stadium. We don't have to go play at a neutral site stadium. We don't have to go play at a podunk stadium. We don't have to go play at a college stadium where we're gonna have to shave off down to like 6,000. We're gonna go to a respectably sized stadium that fans are familiar with, and that
shit,
is
I've
not
seen
a
this.
bad thing.
With the bat.
Of course
remember?
you've seen this. Of course
Yeah, I've
you've
seen
seen
the.
this.
He starts losing his shit. Yeah, remember this?
Yes, I told you.
man.
Okay, I guess that was the
Well-
Yankees, but they did play St. Louis in a World Series.
Look, all I'm saying, bro, is I get it. You know, it's like
Oh my God, this is
Yeah,
great.
When he jumps up out of his, oh, this is great. He's just like, hey.
He just wants to talk to him, bro. He just wants to talk.
bro,
just wanna
the
talk. I
umpire
just-
gotta separate him. It's crazy. Even the Yankee players are like trying to calm him down. Even the Yankee players are trying to calm him.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Phenomenal.
Dude, that
Anyway,
dude jumped up. Well, okay. All I'm saying is, okay. I
Fuck
think
you.
a better rivalry will be between the Chicago and St. Louis.
Okay.
Not so much Kansas City.
Right
I'll
after
just say-
hockey
I'll leave it.
fights, baseball fights. Right after hockey fights, baseball fights are some of the, and I've seen some brawls.
don't bring this up. Then we're gonna start watching Nolan Ryan versus Robin.
Or
Oh,
Don't
man.
even bring this up.
or Przynski versus Barrett. I was there.
Yeah, Barrett and Przynski. Oh my God, I can't believe you were
I was there. I was 12 rows away.
unbelievable.
The greatest game I've ever fucking seen.
All right, so once we start talking baseball, we know we're winding down.
Back to the
Dude,
fire.
yeah,
So
back,
wait,
look,
so
okay.
I can't believe I'm the only one mad that we get kicked out of our stadium
Oh,
for
yeah.
preseason football.
Who cares, man? It's Bridgeview. Fuck, man. It's
Because
it's like
I don't want
it's
to
like,
try.
it's like going to your parents' house. You know, you got your house and you got your parents' house. You're not gonna get mad because they decide to have like Thanksgiving dinner at your parents' house.
Okay, totally random thought. Could have been roid rage. Whoa, steroids going on?
Oh man, he did jump up.
But boy, George Brett
1983
to throw that around for George Brett. Do you know the amount of
and
the amount of
PEDs?
boomers who would punch you in the face?
Oh,
My
shit.
God. You've probably killed 3 of them from heart attacks.
Man, bro,
hilarious.
Brett's crazy,
All right.
man.
What's our next game? Who are we playing?
New York City and NYFC
NYFC.
in the shitty stadium. Which, by
in
the
their
way, it's Yankee
baseball
Sta-
field. Yeah,
Who
at
the
Their
their
baseball field that's playing like a 5-on-5 field.
Who
Okay,
the
are we
fuck
excited
are
for a
these
Sunday
guys?
game?
Never heard of them. New York City FC? who the fuck are these guys? These Yankee
Fun
motherfuckers.
Fun fact. Their field is smaller than what regulation is, but
Yeah,
MLS
right.
is letting it slide.
They always do. It's the Yankees.
They always do. Yeah,
It
you're
looks
not
more
supposed
like-
to own multiple teams. Let's ask Liga MX how that's going.
You know, it's like a
That's a
7
spicy tamale.
7v7 field.
It is.
You know what you want to complain about small? Remember how their championship banner is like the size of an 8x11 sheet of paper?
Betting tip. Betting tip incoming from James. Remember, I'm not an authorized whatever. Don't take financial advice from me whatsoever, but I'm looking at this line.
Disclaimer, please take all your financial advice from James.
Disclaimer, please don't. But New York City coming in at 47% from Vegas, and Chicago does its best work on the road, and it's a small pitch.
Well, does that hurt us? Because one of our strengths is Bamba bombing down the.
We're not a pacey team. We are not a pacey. Yeah,
Even Bamba's not that
we are
pacey.
a more skilled team than we are a pacey team.
Don't forget. You keep forgetting. Zink literally cut through that New England defense with a little
Oh my
bit of
God! How did we
space.
not bring up Zink?
Zink
Zink is slowly
and
becoming
Bamba,
our best player.
Very skilled players, and they're not the fastest.
He was a men among boys in that U.S. Open Cup game, and in that game against Charlotte, he was bossed up too. Man, Zink is becoming one of the more fun players to watch because he can be a god, or he can kind of not sometimes. So it's a surprise. It's always a surprise. Oh my God, I can't wait. We lost DPG to children.
Oh, let's see this goal here.
Oh, you didn't see? Oh yeah, you didn't see? Look at that, 16 people there.
Whoa, look at that nice little cut. That's Gutman. I said this earlier. I said Gutman offensively, he's a plus player. And I saw people saying online on Twitter, it's like, oh, Gutman, he's so great. He's so great. I'm like, guys, you guys got to pump the brakes on Gutman. He is not so good defensively. He's just not. But offensively, I said it in the beginning. He's a plus player on offense. He's kind of a minus player on defense. He's not a minus. He's a minus. He's not neutral. He's like a minus plus. So that's not neutral, but it's just like one extra minus than it is neutral. And then on offense, he's a plus offensive player. He really is. Let's see.
I don't think he's the defensive liability that they quite claim.
I do. I claim that he is the defensive liability.
You claim differently.
I do claim that he is a defensive liability. However, his offensive output makes up for a lot of it because there aren't a lot of left backs in LS that can do what he does on the offensive end of the pitch. I'm sorry. It's true.
You're not wrong.
Let's see what we got here.
That's Bamba getting right, which, boy, to see Bamba score is really great because you missed it, James. There was a game that DPG and I got a chance to talk about where Bamba had a clear chance at the keeper. And after having missed so many of them, instead of take the shot, he turned to pass, and we didn't even get a shot off. And you don't want that from Jonathan Bamba.
His confidence wasn't there.
It wasn't, but it seems to be back. It seems to be back. Yeah, this game was completely inevitable. But what do you think? NYCFC is ahead of us in the standing. You saw the betting line. What are you saying?
Oh, I'm saying you bet Chicago Fire for an away win here. Chicago. Pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the fucking brakes. If Kuipers is not starting, that does significantly change my confidence of an all-out Chicago Fire win. If they had everybody there, they had Zink, they had Bamba, they had Kuipers, they had Guti. That's me.
I got an idea.
And he's starting. You lock that bet in.
I got an idea.
But don't
What's that?
Just put Glasgow on.
Yes.
On top.
Yeah, but he's been playing right back all week.
He has,
all
but that
year.
was gonna be my question. Is that who do you want to start if Kuipers can't start?
Not that
Barlow
fucking
start?
guy. Oh God, no. I'm sorry. Can Paul Mullin come in already?
Tom Barlow.
Can Mullin come in already?
No, I'd like a little bit higher class striker. Seriously, you know, we don't need to dump all our
Oh, look,
problems on
this
Tom
is where
Barlow.
he started. Look at it. Look at this. Oh, go back a little bit.
All right, let's see this here.
Oh my God, James, is this are you on are you showing the crowd this?
I am, but we're legal because we're talking about it. See, Bamba goes here, he
Okay,
takes a touch,
excellent.
and we only have, for fair use, you just got to use a lot less of it. We can't use the main
Okay,
parts.
fair.
Of it. And so Bamba takes down a great little pass here, and we got the confidence is coming on for him, as you guys were calling it, and this is part of it.
Well, that was a pass, but from Zink,
No
right
way.
there.
Really? Let's see.
Yeah,
Zink
that was
made his
Zink.
own pass.
Look,
11.
number 11.
Zink is, what is Zink doing over here? This is
Well,
crazy.
Zink and Bamba have freedom to move around, and that in like the best possible ways. They haven't been caught completely out of position.
Look at this. Zink has totally abandoned that right flank to come over here.
Zink's
Well,
not
it
even
was
on,
after
on
it was
Spain.
after a corner. It was after a
Okay,
corner.
that makes sense. This is interesting though that's great that they have that freedom. Finds Bamba. Let's see this.
And Zink
confidence.
actually runs back.
Yeah, he's on his
Well,
horse.
Zink, look, you're right. He's on his horse. Well, this guy is a guy that wants to fucking score.
Oh, yeah.
This guy definitely has a fire in his belly. I like that.
I
Fuck,
like
fuck everybody who fell in love with fucking De Leeuw. Like, I'm sorry, like he had the fire and the passion, but the talent just wasn't there.
Look,
We might have
at
a
this.
guy with the fire and the passion
I
and
need
the
you to
talent.
play this. I need you to play this without stopping it.
All right, I can't though.
When you get
Technically, we have to
Technically.
analyze it.
look,
But,
there goes the pass.
Great touch.
He starts.
Look at that touch though that he takes.
Yup.
Look at this intelligent touch.
Around 3
You're not
players.
letting. You're not giving it justice, bro.
I am. Look at this touch because look, boom, boom, boom. He's got a little tiny space in front of him, and look at this touch. Boom.
Look,
It finds
look,
him space, and
you're
then
not, okay.
where's he
you
going?
gotta let
here?
it run. You
Wait,
gotta
where's
let
he
it
going?
run.
Where does he go from here? Where's the
Look.
play?
Look, just play it, bro. Just play it.
He cuts
Boom.
right. Oh
He
wow.
completely he sends that man to the shadow
He
realm.
sent that man to the Shadow Realm. Great another touch forward. By the way, the other defender has not moved. He's been flat-footed. Zink goes right at him.
He splits 2 other guys and sends them to the shadow realm.
He undresses the flat-footed guy, undresses the other guy. They're in the Shadow Realm. Wow.
Boop.
Okay,
Just
now we'll watch it all the
complete-
way through. Because
Absolute complete.
Shit.
Yeah, now block it from the fans so you can just watch the. Anyway, so I'm happy. I'm happy with what this team is doing. I'm happy. Like Zinkernagel is fun guys. Actually, my buddy in the section that I always hang out with him and his girl at the game, he bought a Zinkernagel jersey. That's who he put on the back of his jersey. So he has the faith. I have faith. I think he's one of the most fun guys on the team to watch because you're not 100% sure what you're going to get out of him. But DPG, what do you think? We're playing NYCFC. What's final score? James freaked out. He's not sure because of the Kuipers thing.
I think 2-1. Fire wins.
2-1 Fire wins. James, can we nail you down on anything?
I mean, who's playing striker? Glasgow could do something, but and this team's good. This team is good. They're playing who again?
NYCFC.
Who
They're in,
are
like, 7th or 8th.
They're decent. They're not bad. They're not slouches. Yeah, I may have never heard of them before today. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm totally kidding. But the thing is, New York City know how to play at their home. They really do. They have somewhat an advantage there. However, did you see those goals that we watched the Fire just score there? Those goals were not scored in the most amount of space. They were Zink taking advantage of flat-footed players, and the like. I think there is a absolute chance for the Chicago Fire to win, and win bigly in New York City. They need a statement win. They still don't have it. Yes, they're on a 4-game win streak. Yes, it's very possible they lose this. They come back home, they win next, and they do have their big win statement win. But a big statement win is fucking coming. Was it the 3-1? No. And you want to know why I know this? The Fire got their ass beat 7-2. That's not.
Oh, so you think they got a 7-2 in them?
I think they got something not necessarily similar, but a fucking hurt is coming for an MLS team, and they're not gonna fucking know what the fuck hit them. Is it Orlando?
When is the fire? When is it? I want to see this. I want to see the fire
you know what?
get a
It's
rematch.
It's not coming. Okay. Let's predict this right here because here's
It's gonna
Nashville. Here's Nashville.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that game. I want to see the fire.
You know what that
Nashville-
Nashville game is? That's the doubleheader. That's the next home game. That's the Stars.
That's
and
going to be
Nashville.
a fucking game. And where I'm talking about, that could be the fucking game because they have that game circled. They have that game circled right now. Greg has it circled. Bamba has it circled. Guti. Brady's back. Fine. I'm glad Brady was only out for like a game. I was like, what the hell is going on with Brady? Because honestly, I thought he was one of our best players, but he got undressed on that 7-2 game. But he's been playing pretty damn good football.
That's
ever
actually
since.
the first game. That's the first game back home after a 3-game on the road trip.
Wow.
Yep. I don't know. Like, mathematically speaking,
Well,
it's
guys,
our time to get
it's
a draw
It's
on the
going to
road.
be a similar
but-
situation. I mean, look at this. Chicago away. Chicago home. Is these home? So this is.
No, that's away. That's home. The other ones were away.
That's what I was thinking. All right, so
Yeah, so it's different for the Open Cup.
look at. Oh, so it's different for the Open Cup because that was home.
So we're on the road
Yeah.
against Charlotte. We're on the road
Road.
against NYCFC, Orlando, and DC. Or not, we were at home for sure. Or never mind. My brain isn't working anymore. Gentlemen, we're going to win this game. I don't know what the score is. I don't care who scores. We're going to win the
Guys,
game.
no,
I think it's
I
time.
might be pulling back here. And here's the reason. One of these next 4 games we're losing, and we're not losing the Nashville Chicago game.
We better not.
It's just not happening.
No.
They're not losing that game. Are they losing to DC United? Do you really?
No, I think
see
if
that
anything, if they're
happening?
gonna lose to probably Orlando.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the Orlando
It's either
game.
Orlando or New York City who they lose to.
Well, they
here-
beat Charlotte.
The air
tonight.
quality in New York, shit. So I mean that could play a factor.
All right, the air
James,
quality.
you've gone off the deep end.
Yeah, you're reading too much into it.
Dude,
right,
it's a
let
real
him play.
thing. That's a real thing.
Let
Just
him
for
play,
these
let him
guys who are
play.
huffing and puffing.
Let him play, man.
I can't argue about climate. I can't do it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
All
I
right.
think it's time. I think it's time
Yeah.
for us to say goodbye.
right.
Yeah.
To say goodnight. Skinny Marinky Dinky Dink, Skinny Marinky Doo, or
Woo!
whatever it was.
And we love you when you hit
James-
that like button.
Yes, yes. Help us get to 500 subscribers.
Let's
Help,
go.
help.
Help.
Anyway, we
Pitch
love you.
in, pay your admission. It's free. All we ask is a like
subscribe.
button. All right, guys,
Peace.
let us know your predictions,
Fire.
and we love to read up your comments. We'll catch you guys next time. Fire it up. Let's go.